What's going on, guys? Out here again, finally going to do one of the maintenance items that needed to be done, which is the shock bushings. I got the shock bushings right here. It's a pretty simple job. I'm going to take you through it real quick. You don't need many tools. It's a 12 millimeter bolt for the actual shock, but the first thing I need to do is get these bags off. I got a new persuader. Can't wait to. Oh, dang. You know, I never thought about that. I need to figure out, I got to disconnect these wires. Unless this will swing down out of the way or swing up out of the way. My plan here is to not take it all the way off, but to take 3 off and pivot it up. Because the wires are connected and I'm lazy. Protect this here. Sketchiness. Why do I always do stuff sketchy style? So that's going to be in my way a little bit too, but it shouldn't be too bad. Now, the biggest thing that you're going to need in this situation is a jack, because it cannot happen. You need to relieve the pressure off of these. So I got to put the jack under here and get that back tire up off the ground. So once again, I got my trusty Chinese made jack that I got for like, what, 70 bucks, something like that. All right, so I'm up off the ground. Take your thing out of there so you don't trip on it. So yeah, now that the back wheel is moving, it's taking some pressure off of the shocks here. So you just got to remove the last, this bolt here, and it pops right out. He says confidently. I'll have a new video coming out of how to fix all the scratches that happen when this thing falls. 12 milli. They're not torqued down too hard here, which is kind of concerning. So I got this bike, it had 10,630 miles when I got it. So very low miles. The only problem is very low miles. It sat in a garage. The dude that owned it before me had it 12 years and took it 2,300 miles. So that's nuts. So it needs all the maintenance and stuff like that. Look at this one, just slides right out by hand after I popped it loose. So these things aren't hard to get out, I guess, but I would expect it to be a little tighter than that. Just give you a quick little look here. As you see, it's completely split in there, and so it's touching metal to metal. If not, well, maybe not metal to metal, but it's all squishing out of here and everything, and it's a hard ride. So the bottom one doesn't look so bad. It has a little bit here that it's smushing around, and that's caused by this being lower now, because this is smushed. It pushed lower, which pushed this lower, but it hasn't broken this one yet. So from here, all you got to do is wiggle this some gun out of here. Look, I'm almost doing it with one hand. What a beast. What a beast. What a beast. Get off me, one-handed shock removals. Yeah, baby, only on the free show. Get it. There it is. So that's how you manhandle a shock out of a motorcycle. So it was pretty loose, pretty mashed up in there. They don't always come out that easy, so this one was kind of loose in there. I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe it's just my amazing, massive power. We got to get these out of here, if you didn't know that. So the best way to do that there, grab yourself some needle nose right here, and let's see if I can just do it. You don't want to try to yank and pull it out of there. You grab a hold of this thing and push forward. It's going to be the easiest and the less knuckle bleeding. Just push it forward. Look at that. Popped right out. So let's take a look at what that thing looks like. Yeah, look at that. Worn down right through the actual rubber. So that was metal on metal. The bottom one, can I beast it out with my hand? Can I beast you out? No, can't beast you out. That one's a good one. So put it on your workbench. It's a nice steady workbench here, and there we go. All right, same situation. You grab the front part, the little lip here. Don't dig into it, your actual metal. This one is still flexible, so it's kind of flexing on me. Pow. All right, so I got old granddad's recipe here. I know you're gonna laugh at me, but you're gonna see why I did it like this. This is just dish soap. Everybody, oh, put some dielectric grease on there and everything and this and that, man, please. Dialect this. I got it like this, and it's gonna be easy. I'm not gonna have my hands full of grease, because all I got to do, open this bag up, stay on the dry side, and dip my bushing just a little bit, pop it through, because you're gonna need a little bit of juice to get it through the hole there. This is, by the way, the part number, in case you're getting some. However, disclaimer, this is the part. But I've seen people putting the F model. I got a C. So C's and F's are very similar. So in the body style, at least. So this is the rubber one, and that is the part number from Honda. But the one, and this is rubber. It's kind of a soft, pliable, still stiff rubber. But the one for the C, it's green, and I understand that it's like a different kind of polymer. It's harder, so it lasts longer than this. So this for right now will do, because I'm heading out, you know, on a road trip to Ohio Bike Week. Me and Jeff are heading out there to check that out a little bit, and I want a smoother ride. And this seemed like the simplest maintenance item to do that would help with that. So this is what I was saying. So I don't want to get my hands all nasty trying to spread it and all that. So I just take this, dip a little of the front of it in there. You don't need much, just a little bit on the front, and then just beast it in. Yeah, so I just popped it in with my hands. I mean, it's not rocket surgery, people. Probably should have got a towel before I started all this, but oh yeah, I got one. There we go. Shop towel. So just because I want to use it, make sure it's even. When you put it in, don't make sure that it's not lopsided. Just, you know, just make sure it's in there proper. So if you got a little awesome little hammer that I bought. Now if you got a crusty, rusty bike and things are all, you know, nasty on it, then I don't know, maybe that's different. It was a lot easier dipping it in the dish detergent, but there you go, nice and even. And just as simple as that, make sure when you're putting it on, your adjustments are pointing towards the back so you can see them should you need to adjust it. I'm going to put a little persuasion, a little gentle persuasion on this one. I resorted to sticking my tool in here and kind of pushing down a little bit. You want to go with the bottom one first. You see it's not all the way in, and this one's not all the way in either. Go with the bottom one first. Push this down a little bit and push the shock, maybe on the aluminum part, I don't know. And then it just kind of wiggles in there by hand. So the reason why I left them loose is when you got them like this, don't worry about banging and all this and that, you know, because there's no need. You can just put the screw back in here and tighten it, and it'll tighten it back in. So as you see, as I tighten this down, it draws it all in, and this outside washer keeps the rubber grommet from pushing out. So if you start banging on it and pushing and everything, you have a chance of the rubber pushing out against the inside rod, and then it's uneven. So you want these to be nice and even. So once you get them in there, like just a little bit, make sure the rubber's even, and then put these with the washers on them, and then just crank them down. Same thing down here. That way the washer just grabs everything and pulls it in right where it needs to be. I'm not exactly sure what the torque specs are. I usually go with German torque specs, Gudentite. So that's the Gudentite, and that's one. Oh, Gudentite. So that's pretty much it, man. It's not a hard job at all. There's a little bit of fiddling, but once you figure out that little lever there, that little spot right there, it went in, you know. So and as you've seen, it came out easy enough. And it's really just getting it to it. So it's something that you want to definitely check. If you're buying this bike, but it's nothing to worry about. I mean, like I said, they're like $5-6 for each grommet or each bushing. I keep calling them grommets. A grommet and a bushing is pretty much the same thing though, so you know. That's pretty much it, man. We got the one side done. The other side is pretty much the same thing. It's going to give you a better ride. It's a common thing that goes on here. And again, I may upgrade to the F version, which has a polymer one in here and lasts a lot longer. Because as you see, these things, they're just gone. I mean, completely worn through. And this is only 10,600 miles and not a lot of riding. So these go quick. This is going to be a common thing that I'll be doing. So anyways, guys, hopefully it was helpful. If so, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. And we'll be back with more content soon. See you next time.